Howdy folks, been a long time since I made a video. No real reasons other than I guess just laziness or whatever. And I figured I'd already made plenty and didn't want to start repeating myself and being redundant and sounding like some sort of simpleton or something. So anywho, tonight's shave has lots of inspirations and some new things, a new twist. Gonna add a new wrinkle. Gonna give a shout out to Barbara Dave for starting off this new wrinkle, and then Nurse Dave for going ahead and beating me to the punch and giving it a go, and I figure I'll give it a go too. So, and then another shout out to Nurse Dave because apparently he feels he doesn't need to try Tayback or Sella or Arko, and I believe one other soap. I can't remember the name of that soap. I'm with you on the Arko. I tried the Arko, couldn't like it, gave it away. Tayback and Sella now. Ooh, yeah, I think you're passing up on some good stuff there, Dave. I mean, because this right here, I had to pull it out. This is Sella, and it's dang good stuff. Or as I like to say, pretty damn skippy. You get a big old honkin' 1 kilogram block of it for like 38 bucks. And the packaging, it says extra, extra purismo. Extra, extra pure. When one extra is not enough to describe something and it's extra, extra, and then you just taking, I'm not gonna try that. There's so many other better soaps out there than this old, nasty old Italian stuff. I think you're selling yourself a little bit short there, Dave. But, I mean, to each their own. There are awesome soaps out there and the rest of them. And if I couldn't use Sella anymore, I've got plenty of other great soaps. And I wouldn't be for want. And I wouldn't be using, you know, dish soap like Dave or something like that. I'd be good to go. I wouldn't be suffering or anything like that. But I do like my Sella. So I'm using the Sella with a RazoRock brush. I had spaghetti for dinner. That's Italian too. I've got my Figaro Dopa Barbara Monsignor. So you got that kind of thing going on. And the new wrinkle, I'm going to be using my Old Spice aftershave talcum, which the only reason I got this was because it was a set. I wanted to get the little glass bottle from my Old Spice, so it would have room. I'd have room on my little shelf here to have a pretty good assortment of stuff, and I like the old glass bottles better than the plastic ones and all. So the talc came with that, and it's just been sitting on my other shelf that I've got in the bedroom there, where I keep my supply of soaps and all kind of other paraphernalia. So I'm gonna apply that with my big old Mondo. I figure this is big enough. I should be able to talc up and, I don't know, spackle, do whatever I gotta do. So, and so that's pretty much my setup for tonight. And tonight's razor will be my fairly new to me Royal Razor Keen Cutter. This has been a nifty little razor I got off the bay and to my door for less than 30 bucks. Pretty much a steal. And turning out to be a great little razor. So 4 minutes of babbling, here we go. So lots of goings on today. The SpaceX launch, I sat down and watched it, and I think Chris Gear watched it, Barbara Dave watched it, KJ, a whole bunch of other guys, because we're all true Americans, let's admit it. And that was a great thing to watch and see, and I'm glad we're back to doing stuff like that. And I'm gonna put a post up on the one post. I said I wish it was the kind of event that would make everybody stop focusing on all the negative stuff that's going on here recently, and everybody, I'm sure you're probably getting sick of hearing about it in the news, all the crap going on, and focus on some positive things and what everybody can do when you all come together and uh, do what man was meant to do, which is great things and explore and do stuff and take our gifts and use them rather than wasting them. So anywho, preaching over. So spaghetti was pretty daggone skippy. I like my spaghetti. And weather here's been warming up. I think you might be able to hear the air conditioning running in the background. On the 8th day, there was, I don't know, coffee, chocolate, air conditioning, and high-speed internet, I guess. But I like my air conditioning. And went up to my work and got some topsoil I coaled out and dug a ditch out, and it was all just grass and really nice dark topsoil. So I took the rubber tire loader up and took that load and coaled it out of the spoils pile we got. Put it off to the side. Because the missus has got me making raised flower bed boxes out of old pallets. And of course need to fill them up with some dirt to grow our victory garden in. And so after watching the launch, we jumped in the old pickup truck and went up to work and got that, and then stopped at the grocery store. And I came home, and after she put the groceries away, I made dinner. And watched a little bit more of the after action and the coverage of the launch still going on and all. So, and it seems like a lot of us all do the streaming thing, so it was kind of cool that all I had to do was download the NASA app on my Roku, and I watch everything. And then I did a little research and had to educate myself, because to be honest, I hadn't really followed or done a whole lot of reading or research on how the SpaceX rockets work. And it is rather ingenious how they fly back and land themselves. And so read up on all how that works. So science and history were two subjects I always did well in. Math, not so much. English, okay. For shop class and gym, I did okay in them. But once again, the wife was amused at my voluminous knowledge on the space program and NASA and the Gemini, the Geminis and the Apollo missions and Skylab and all that stuff. All stuff I really nerded out on when I was younger and have retained. Basically useless information, except it puts it all into context when you look at what they're able to do now. And it also makes you appreciate what they were able to do back then with less processing power than you have in a wristwatch, a digital wristwatch, really, almost, I guess, or a small calculator. And they were able to go to the moon and back and launch Voyager and have it leave our solar system and all the things they were able to do. And now technology is leaps and bounds beyond that, you know, and they let all that wither on the vine. And then we're cutting checks to Russia to send people into space, and they got to go over to Kazakhstan. There's no other reason really to go to Kazakhstan except maybe get on a rocket. And but now, thankfully, it's being rectified. So then the next thing they started talking about was Elon Musk wants to have space tourism. So of course, my wife says, oh God, I would never do that. So I said, I would sell the house, one of my kidneys, one of my lungs, and work 3 jobs to plunk down money to reserve a space or to reserve a seat on the rocket to go up into outer space. Oh, hell yeah. I would do that in a heartbeat. That would be badass. So, of course, then the juvenile in me started talking about how, you know, I didn't want them to have an extra, like carbon filter sewn into the backside of my spacesuit in case I got a little gassy while I was in the spacesuit. You know, I wouldn't be offending myself. I mean, of course, because you got the visor down, and so whatever you do in your spacesuit, nobody else knows what's going on. I mean, it might pick it up on the microphone. Like, dudes back in Houston will probably be laughing. Dude, did you hear? He just ripped one. My God, he probably stinking up the whole, that suit, something terrible. Oh, God. You know, in the vacuum of space, nobody hears you scream. That stinks. So, but they probably give them, like, I don't know, some pre-flight Beano or something. Make sure they take care of that kind of stuff, I guess. They pretty much gotta anticipate that stuff. So, and I don't know, maybe ask you guys, what do you think of the new spacesuits? I think they kind of they don't look as cool as the old ones. I mean, the old ones with we had the hookups, them anodized red and blue aluminum quick connect hookups for the airlines and all that stuff. And then you had the clear lens, and then they had the visor that went down that had the iridium sunscreen shield on it, and all that. Just looked, it looked official. The new ones they got now look like, I don't know, you could either wear it and go into outer space or go to some techno club or something. I don't know. I guess I'm too old-fashioned. Says the guy using a straight razor and shaving brushes and all that stuff. So I guess in some ways we are stuck in the past. Okay, so that's my textbook. I do 2 passes. Like a lot of you guys are 3 or more passes, and I guess I'm not that particular. This is pretty dang good for me. So, but yeah, Davey, I think you got to try Sela at least, and Tayback, you got to try that too. It's kind of like running into some guy and he says, "Oh, no, I've never had ice cream, and I don't think I want to try it." I think you'd probably try to convince him. Man, you got to give it a try. You got to try the ice cream. Okay, so that's pretty much that. So I guess I should take and pat dry with a towel, because now I'm adding this talc routine. So I'll pat dry with a towel. Start my pre-facial aerobics exercises and all. So now I'm going to put on the Figaro. Couple dabs of that. Oh yeah. Good stuff. And don't be scared. I got another backup bottle of this. This is one of them ones. I'm not gonna run out of that. So let's say maybe let me channel Dave. Kapow! I got another one. I'm not gonna run out. So because they sometimes go unavailable for a while and then they pop back up. I got that on Amazon. I went ahead and got 2. All right, so that's that. So now I'm smelling pretty good. So then I was paying attention, and now of course I'll hear it if I do it wrong. And so this stuff, vintage talc. So it's got a really tight cap, and it's a small kind of hole on there. Now the ones that Dave and Barber Dave and Nurse Dave have almost look like salt shaker kind of little holes on them. This has the one big hole, so I'm not sure. I don't know how much is enough. I mean, this is a big brush, but I mean, okay. Now let me just, it has a little bit of a smell to it. So then Barber Dave says, you tap it like that, and you get that to settle down in there. Okay, so I got a little on my hand. So it's down in the brush, and this is a monster brush. All right, so now I just do it like a feather duster, I guess. Well, I don't make you sneeze. Alright. So, I'm now all de-shinified. And I just rub this into my hands, what was on my hands. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's nice, different. So the Old Spice. Now, I don't know whether because it's just vintage and it's older, it has a little bit of a scent to it, but it's not overpowering the Dopa Barbara. So, maybe once in a while. I don't know whether I would do it every time. You know, I could change my opinion. I did get on eBay and I was looking. There's Palmolive. There's also there's also Aqua Velva talc, vintage cans. I might have to get one of them just because I do like Aqua Velva so much. And yeah, Aqua Velva. And it's got the old logo, the old style logo on it. And that would be kind of cool to have one of them. So I might go ahead and get one of them. And a few more little knickknacks, you know, more stuff to put on the shelf. And then the missus will be like, well, what the hell what did you get that for? You know, because I wanted it. So, all right, enough rambling. So, thank you, Barber Dave, for opening our eyes up to a extra part of the routine that some people or most people probably leave out. And good on you, Dave, for beating me to the punch on giving it a try. And it is nice. It's a nice little thing, and it's nice and soft and smooth and all. So I'd venture to say the feeling might be more of a, now I have a non-stick kind of coating kind of going on. So like you batter up something so it doesn't, you know, stays juicy and doesn't stick in a pan. So anywho, so you guys have a good rest of the night, and I will see you on the forums, and probably going to go ahead and join in on the Zoom call this Wednesday because I'll be off next week. So, because you guys doing it on mountain time, 2 hours behind me, it gets to running pretty late and all. So, talk to you later. Bye.